Hey you guys, welcome back to the Crystal Lens. So today I'm going to be making some red braised cabbage with apples. Sorry I did not record an introduction. I completely forgot, but we're going to go ahead and get into this as you see. So I used one head of red cabbage and I just chopped that up into pieces. You can chop your cabbage up however you want to. I always, chop mine up into sections and then make it smaller, of course. And then I just took all of the cabbage and placed it into a separate bowl. Next, I'm going to be peeling the Granny Smith apples. I used 2 Granny Smith apples for this recipe, in which I just peeled the skin off. And you also want to cut these into pieces. You're going to want to take the core out however you do that. Some people may use the tool to take the core out. I just cut around the core and then take the apples and cut them into little pieces. After I'm done cutting the apples, I'm going to place them into a separate bowl as well. And the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put some canola oil into my cooking pan. I believe I used 2 tablespoons of canola oil in this pan. And I got a sweet Vidalia onion and I cut that up as well while the cooking oil was warming up. And you just cut that up however you want to, you guys. You can cube it, cut it into slices, however you want. Next, I threw the onions into the hot pan and just let them cook for a little while. You want to cook them until they're a little golden. So you're just going to mix them around in the oil, cook them down a bit, and that's going to take a few minutes. Now I'm just opening that pan back up to stir up the onions some. They're not brown, but they, are starting to caramelize a little. So I go in with some balsamic vinegar, and I used about 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. Stirred all of that in together, and I'm going to just let that marinate in the pan for a little bit. After I let it marinate in the pan for a little bit, I did go ahead and add the apples in, just to go ahead and get that mixture going. So you want the apples to be covered with the vinaigrette and the onions and all of the things you just added into the pan. Let that sit for a little bit. You're gonna just go back and forth and stir it up just to make sure nothing is like sticking to the pan or anything. And now it looks like the mixture may be warmer. Not warmer, you guys, sorry. It may be like everything is mixed together. So next, you're going to go ahead and add in the red cabbage. Add it in little by little. Because I have a smaller pan, I had to kind of add it in a little bit at a time, then mix it and add some more in and mix it. So that's what I did in order to minimize a mess. If you pour this in all at once, it would have made a mess. So next, I'm going to go ahead and add allspice. You guys probably cannot see that. That was about 1/2 tablespoon of allspice actually. So I added that into the mixture. And I'm going to add a little more balsamic vinaigrette, the same amount that I added at first, which was about 2 tablespoons. You're gonna mix all of that up once again. Just make sure everything is nice and coated. Make sure everything is mixed in really well. Next, I'm adding kosher salt, and that was about a tablespoon as well. Now I'm going to cover that up and just let it cook. You're just going to go back and forth, you know, every 10 minutes or so, however you like to cook, and mix it. And I'm going to go ahead and add some black pepper on top. I didn't really measure this. I just grinded it until I felt like it was enough. And after I add the black pepper, I'm just going to go ahead and mix that in as well. Next, I am going to cover that back up and let it simmer some more. And once again, you guys, I'm just going back in and just stirring it, mixing it, making sure it's not sticking, all that good stuff. So I actually have the stove on pretty low. I don't have it up very high, just because I want to let it, you know, cook for a while. These black bean patties I found at Mom's, and I wanted to try them out with this meal. So I'm just taking some olive oil and heating it up in another pan. And once the oil heats up, I go ahead and add the black bean patties into the pan. You're gonna let the black bean patties cook a little while, like 3 or 4 minutes on each side. And what you see me doing here is adding a little stevia to the cabbage. I kind of tasted the cabbage a little bit and it needed a little sweetness to it, so I added stevia to it and just mixed that in. I don't know how much stevia I added actually. And I'm going in and flipping over the black bean burgers. And now the black bean burgers are done. So I had already, you know, toasted some bread in the oven, so I'm gonna put the burgers on there in a second. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my cabbage. It's looking pretty good. It's been cooking for a while, so I'm just stirring it up and I'm showing you guys how it looks. And now I'm bringing out that bread I told you guys about. I went ahead and toasted some bread, and I'm gonna use some hummus as the spread for my burgers. I'm going ahead and getting the black bean burger, and I'm going to put it on the bread. And I just went ahead and plated everything, you guys. It turned out really good. It was a very good meal. Let me know if you guys want to try this, or if you did try it, let me know how it turned out for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!